Good evening, friends of SpeedGaming. Welcome back to the Castlevania Aria of Sorrow Randomizer Tournament 2022. We're down to just 4 players. This is the lower bracket semi-finals between GarniTexas and Saturn Spade. My name's Smile, here to bring it to you. The long-awaited matchup of Gyarados versus No Skula. Two distinct opposites. There's something you should know. GarniTexas has come all this way from losing the first round 2-0, has worked his way up through the lower bracket to get this far to the semifinals. And Spades was just recently knocked down here by Jupiter Climb, who's waiting at the top of the winner's bracket. So hoping for a great match between these two. It's come quite a long way to get here. Shop seems underwhelming. It does have Kilma Demon and some cheap pudding and some reasonably priced mana prisms. It doesn't have some of the super great items we might expect. We do see the weapon called Graham. Hammer's shop is randomized. The area connections that you'll see with these red doors are randomized. Certain bosses are randomized, not the first 2 or the last 3. We will see some bosses in different places. And this is a preset called Panther First, which gives you Black Panther as one of the first progression items, so everybody can go fast. Looks like it's at the top of the fountain room this time. It looks like over to the left is the bottom entrance of Underground Reservoir. So we can get this one item over to the left for now, but doing this room is difficult without double jump or some kind of vertical movement. So they'll be back later. Our starting red soul is also randomized, and it looks like it is Ghost today. You get 2 projectiles that curve off in whatever direction they want to. So that can be helpful for hitting some soul candles that they can't otherwise pick up by walking over to them, but it is a little frustrating to work with sometimes. You also got the Death Soul and Blue Candle. There are several decoy candles placed around the castle. They are looking for the 3 souls that will help them assume the form of Dracula and beat the boss called Graham. And these are told to them by the 3 ancient books. The souls that they need are randomized. And so they'll be looking out for those books to tell them what it is that they need to get on the final boss path in this seed. And it looks like we do have Malphas here, so if they wanted, they could go back for some of those reservoir checks now. As well as Backdash. And they're both going to find the door into Forbidden Area. Garni is just leaving. There is another way out that they are able to access right now. And yeah, Saturn's going to leave as well. Yeah, there is a door that they would be able to reach right now, but the 2 items in there are waterlocked. And don't have Skula at the moment. So that exit out of Forbidden could come into play later, but there is another one they can grab. There's Ancient Book 1 in the bat-locked spot. So we have Giant Bat required in this seed. At the very end of the castle corridor, it's the floating garden. So this is one of the areas that they need to find to be able to beat the game, because the second to last boss, Julius, is located here. This is kind of an annoying place for it to be, though. All the way at the end of the castle corridor, there's not a super great way to get back to this door. Wooden Golem Soul is here, that is very nice for MP regeneration. Any source of MP regen you can get is, like, really good. And they also got flesh golems, so they can eat that rotten meat that they came across, and any spoiled milk that they come across as well. Garni finds the second copy of Backdash, so there's 2 copies of Backdash, 2 copies of Skula placed around the castle, so people won't be as disadvantaged by missing the one particular spot that they're in. And the bottom door sends us into Clock Tower. So maybe this is an okay place to be, because there is a warp zone in the Clock Tower. They aren't able to access it right now because it is underwater. But they could come back this way later. This is somewhat of a dangerous area to... that they have not found spectacular armor yet. Oh, there's Skula. So that'll let them access a couple things that we've seen blocked off so far. They're also finding Big Golem as the boss here. Not too bad of a find for this spot. Skula is the underwater walking soul. And an elfin robe behind Big Golem. That's an int boosting piece of armor. It is pretty nice for that effect, because every point of int gives you quite a bit of extra damage. Souls. This game, red soul damage is based on your strength and attack, and blue souls are calculated with intelligence. Spades finds the arena on the left side of Clock Tower. I think, yeah, he's gonna head in and get the warp out, it looks like. There's a warp fairly close to the start of the area here. You do want to get back to Castle Corridor at some point, because there are 4 very missable items right around the start here that if you just never come back here with double jump, you might be missing something for a while. And that is a blue book on the ledge. So we've seen 2 books. Still looking for a source of flight, and hoping that it could be giant bats so we could go pick those up. Alright, Spades is gonna travel further into Arena. He's actually gotten a little ahead of Garni here, probably with some better Clock Tower movement. So Spades has found Ulrox's suit, which is a pretty nice armor upgrade at this point. Gives each of your stats a little of everything, so always a nice perk. And I think that was the Burt Gang at the end of the hallway, which is a decent sword until you get one of the better weapons. And these gargoyles are just bouncing Garni all over the place. It's got a full stack of pudding now, though. Alright, and in the lubricant room, Spades is finding Kicker Skeleton. Okay, that was... could have been Hippogriff, but... Garni won't feel bad for missing that, I think, if he doesn't do it. Looks like Spades will be opting out of the other rooms for now. Can't do the worst room in the game without Slide or Bat, but just electing not to play DDR at this juncture. He has the door in and out, so Spades is heading back into Clock Tower. Might go do the underwater item checks in Clock Tower and get that warp that I was talking about. Kicker for Garni as well. He's gonna lock that in with a save and see what else is in here. Spades finds Devil, which is one of the 3 rush souls that will get them behind the waterfall located in Underground Reservoir. We haven't seen it yet. We don't know if that's going to be a valuable door to get into. But oh, and Galamoth down here as well. So that's some niche item checks at the bottom of Clock Tower. Kind of wish it was the actual items instead of just leading you to more checks, but Devil is a nice pickup. Looks like Garni will be following suit. And so our bottom door out of Clock Tower leads us into inner quarters, the right side. So the right side has this warp, but it's somewhat noteworthy for not having a save. And there is a boss at the halfway point of this area. So it's always a question of, do you want to go face that boss and have it be Legion? Because Legion's got a massive health pool to take down if you don't really have the good resources for it. It can take a ton of time. Oh, Legion was already found? Oh, right, okay. Legion was in Arena. Yeah, that would explain why they left the area then. Spades has found great armor. So that's not a bad boss to find in the middle of inner quarters at all. Doing the Galamoth checks, which have Giant Bat. Whoa. Galamoth paying off. As Garni finds the Wrecking Ball entrance of top floor. Can't go in there yet. And there's book 3. So, Saturn Spade knows where all the books are. Gets a Stolas drop from the Student Witches. Stolas is the best int boost in the game. Soul-wise, at least. Gives you 16 intelligence. And the other side is behind the waterfall. So, waterfall actually not all that important, and gets slide as well. Looks like Spades is gonna do these waterfall checks for completion's sake, I suppose. Getting all that MP and then trying the waterfall climb anyway. So that just kind of dipping your toes into the waterfall there gives you your jump back, so you can try to jump your whole way up. That's what Spades was trying to do there. There is a soul up at the top of the waterfall. Some blue soul. Leaving for now, but probably logging it into his memory banks. And gonna go pick up the books, it looks like. Alright, so White Dragon from Mandragora, and I think that was Buer from Nightmare. Yeah, thanks for the confirmation, Buer from Nightmare. Garni is gonna get to pick up this soul. It is Buer. Oh no. So nightmares are thankfully somewhat easy to find. There's a whole bunch of them around the reservoir. But Spades might not go back for that soul candle for a little while. Well, here's Red Book. It's Skull Archer from Were Jaguar. The challenge of farming Were Jaguar is remembering which Were creature is the one you need, because the Were Jaguar and Were Tiger are different colors, and they appear in different areas. Yeah, it's the yellow souls from Mandragora. Yeah, Were Jaguar, I think, is the one in Forbidden. So they could go back to the Forbidden area all the way from the start. Garni was looking at those nightmares. Spades has found death here in the underground cemetery. It looks like Garni is heading up to do Eastern Reservoir, which is much maligned by some people in the community. They do not like coming up here to do the checks that form the part of the man on the map. That's a Gungnir, though. That's a nice weapon. And he's gonna see what this door is over here as well. Oh hey, it leads back into the castle corridor. I think that's vanilla. But he does get to go check the other door right here, which leads him into Chapel. Alright, Spades has finished off Death and gotten Bifron. So not the red soul we were looking for, but we already knew it didn't drop from Death. Garni not finding it either, just Une. So for those just joining us, we've seen all three of the books. Saturn Spade is just looking to piece together the right souls now. And he's left behind what we know is the soul candle that gives him the blue soul. So that's a bit unfortunate. Hoping he might work his way back there. Garni fighting Manticore. This is one of the bosses that is not randomized, in part because this room is so unique. At the top there's an item, and it looks like it's an Osafune, which is a pretty big sword. Nice to use because of how far you can reach with it. Alright, and Spades finds Dance Hall in the vanilla top floor door. Garni's got Skull Archer. It's in Chapel. Good to know. So we're finally seeing some divergence. These two were in lockstep for maybe the first 15 minutes. Oh, Garni's also found top floor. Which goes to that really long to check Castle Corridor Dance Hall door. But given that he has flight, he'll probably go in here. Garni's a bit low on health, but still working on that big stack of pudding that he got from the shop. It's about 5,000 gold. It's really reasonable. I think that might have been decision time for Spades right there. Looking at what do I have? Do I want to keep doing checks, or do I want to go to the enemy farms for these? So if you're not familiar, there are two names displayed on the ancient books. The first name is the soul that you need, and the second is the enemy that you can get it from. But there is always a guaranteed candle in the castle, so you don't have to farm. It's just a question of, do you want to go find that one check, or do you want to go fight enemies for it? And farming is not all bad. It can get you experience for levels. So, and that gives you more HP and MP, so that's nice. Barracks is here calling out the huge skull key. The skull key does nothing in this game, but it's always nice to see. It's a debug item that just shows up sometimes. Spades didn't do all the checks in Dance Hall the first trip here, is gonna go clean these up now. The boss of the dance hall is Headhunter, so with defeating Headhunter, this would give Spades access to the full hammer shop. That could be interesting. The shop didn't have, like, super impressively OP items, so it may be worth a trip back just to see if anything changed. Garni's grabbing book 1. Now has all 3 books on his side as well. And he's already got Skull Archer, so no need to go anywhere for that. I think he's still looking for a white dragon, though. Alright, Garni's gonna fight Death. This fight took Spades a little while. It might be easier with Garni's Osofune in tow. Osofune is an auto-canceling weapon, and it can hit pretty easily around the annoying Scythe hitbox in this fight. Looks like he's actually gonna switch to Gungnir, which is also pretty good. Alright, so Spades is shopping. Got about 250,000 gold. Picking up the Vijaya, Dracula's Tunic, the Black Belt. Doesn't have enough money for Were Jaguar, but that's not the required soul, so don't need that. Red Minotaur is in the shop, as well as regular Minotaur. I'm not sure we're going to get up to enough MP to actually use Red Minotaur, though. Not this time. Alright, Garni has dispatched Death. And Spades is going to go for these 2 doors that Garni has been in. And one will lead him back to Oh, he's taking the other one first, but the other would bring him over to Eastern Reservoir, which we know would be a decent place for him to go. But this also works. Because we know our red soul is in chapel. Alright, Garni's doing Eastern Reservoir. Showing off the little boat zip that you can do in this room. Literally just for swag at this point. Gets another copy of Devil. As Spades finishes off Manticore in probably about 4 hits, I think. Boss stats are not randomized, so you can make quick work of the earlier bosses in the game. Alright, Spades has picked up Skull Archer, so that's the red soul down. Alright, Spades is seeing top floor for the first time, and just because it is here, probably will go in and do this. I don't remember it having a whole lot for Garni, though. I'm wondering if the answer is forbidden. Oh, Garni gets Iron Golem. So now he can just run through things without knockback. That'll help him get around to the remaining checks much more easily. Looks like Garni is going to try to farm Mandragora, and this is quite an annoying farm. Because, as far as I know, you can't get the Mandragora soul drop unless this guy pulls the plant out of the ground. So I'm not sure if this is going to go that well. I guess what you could do here is, because it looks like Gungnir takes 2 swings to take this out. You could get 1 in, and then wait on the skeleton, and then deal the final hit. He's taking a lot of damage, just from contact damage from running into that skeleton. He's a super powerful skeleton. Spades is leaving the skull key. Is gonna open up the wrecking ball door. Alright, I think Spades remembers that there's a soul left at the top of the waterfall here, and this is what they're coming back for. Well, they're gonna love the results. They have enough MP to make it up to the top this time. And there's blue soul for Spades. Yeah, it looks like Garni's leaving. There comes a decision point where you've done enough of a farm and not gotten results that it just comes time to go do something else. Looks like Spades is also going to try it, though. I think they may know the trick, though. Looks like they're waiting for the plant to come out of the ground. Mandragora does a scream attack that kind of hurts. And yes, there are two rooms that you can farm Mandragora in. It's here and also in the floating garden. And the floating garden occurrence doesn't have so much going on. But you do have to run to the center of a big room, so I guess it's kind of a trade-off. Apparently Unes are holding the Disc Armor Soul, which is pretty good offensive red soul. Alright, Spades is going to do Eastern Reservoir and also pick up this Gungnir. Alright, Garni's diving into Forbidden. There are two items here. We can walk underwater now, so we can go grab them both. Haven't seen them yet. We saw Forbidden at like minute 5 of the seed, and Garni's the first one to come back here. Minute 5, maybe minute 2, actually. And there's a yellow soul right in the start, but it's Undyne. Undyne is the other half of the 2 required souls that you need to get past the waterfall. It's Undyne and the Rush Soul. You stand on water, you dash past the waterfall. And it's just a jacket at the end. So where is our white dragon? We do have a couple checks left in Arena. We have the worst room in the game still on the table. Garni's found study by opening up the other door of the forbidden area. And back to Mandragora for Spades. Definitely knows the strat, just not having a lot of luck here. This room is simply the worst. I mean, there is a room that we call the worst room in the game. There we go, there's White Dragon for Spades. So Saturn Spade is in go mode, has the 3 required souls to beat Graham, and is heading right there into top floor. With apparently 1 healing item for the fight. He just ate the melon. Getting a hug from the succubus. Garni's gonna fight Balor, who's located in study. Looks like Spades' weapon of choice here is the Burt Gang from way earlier. Alright, Graham's got 3 phases. The first one, he acts a lot like Castlevania Dracula from previous games. The second phase, when he's doing spinny orbs, is when we need to have the 3 required souls equipped. And yeah, Spades has reached phase 2 and is switching over now. Apparently Garni has equipped Giant Worm, which restores your HP when you're just standing around, which can be nice for these hand dodges in phase 1 of Balor. He's on to phase 2 now and just has to jump over this fire. Second Eye's got no defense, so he should be having an easier time with phase 2. And Spades just going to town. Got through phase 2 of Graham. Switching over to Devil for phase 3 and Wooden Golem for that MP regen. And Garni's headed out to the ceiling side of Dance Hall. Gonna be disappointed by this samurai armor. Samurai armor gives you some extra stats if you don't have anything else, but there are definitely better options available. Oh, that's a hit from the laser on Spades. That is the most damaging thing in this fight. Well, he did save right here, so all it takes is a reload. And he's got some time ahead of Garni at the moment. So I'm a little spotty on what all got done in Arena, but I'm a believer in Worst Room or DDR right now as being our intended Yellow Soul acquisition. Yeah, we do also still have Legion on the table. Stared at Legion, didn't fight him. Our resources for fighting Legion would be much better at this point. Apparently Garni's gotten Manticore from somewhere. Alright, Spades is back into Phase 3. Yeah, the biggest thing to watch out for is that laser at the top. Its targeting locks in pretty, like, far ahead of when it actually fires. So, just gotta, like, keep your peripheral vision on it. Kind of a close call there with the left hand coming out. Garni's coming back into Dance Hall and is probably thinking about warping out instead. Oh, that's a positron rifle behind Graham. Yeah, that's a nice weapon for fighting the next boss, Julius. You can hit him from range and don't even really need to deal with his whip attacks because it hits from a further distance than Julius's whip. Looks like Spades is picking Clock Tower as a warp that he thinks is close to the Floating Gardens. Yeah, that would be right. This top right door out of Clock Tower will lead him back into the garden. Garni is going back for the Mandragora farm. Actually did hit the Mandragora this time. The issue here is that you have to hit the plant that comes out of the ground. And you know you're doing the right thing when the text Mandragora comes up in the bottom right corner. And we're seeing him do this just because, like, he's probably racking his brain thinking, where else can I get a yellow candle soul in this seed? Like, it's gotta be on the floor somewhere, but we haven't seen it on either player's screen. Saturn Spade farmed for Mandragora. He knew the trick. And that's why he's at Julius right now. Alright, into Julius. Spades is indeed equipping the positron rifle. It's a multi-hit weapon. It doesn't have very high strength, but it is the best gun in the game by far. And both of these runners have definitely done their homework on Julius. You can see Spades just kind of sliding into Julius, because when his whip is out, his bodily hitbox disappears until he retracts it. Alright, Garni's back into Arena, has gone through the DDR room. It's a blue soul back here, that's not it. And it looks like he's leaving. Spades is getting into phase 2 of Julius. You know, you guys told me Garni has Hippogriff, but I haven't seen him hit the L button yet. Oh, he reset out, okay. And Julius is down. So Saturn Spade's going to be heading into the final area of the game, the Chaotic Realm here. There are 3 items in Chaotic Realm. Hardly necessary, but there might be some good stuff to use for the final boss. I think now Garni is coming back for Legion. Luicho, fellow runner of the game Luicho, had nothing to do with cursing the seed. I rolled it. It's all my own creation. Bring on the complaints. I think Spades is skipping check number 2. Okay. What? Skipping 3 as well. No, maybe. Trying to reset the Shadow Knight to jump over. Okay. Yeah, you can time it just right before these guys raise their sword. Because they just get in your way if you do that. But Spades is through, saving at the last save point before the final boss, Chaos. Putting on Wooden Golem for MP healing. Chaos Phase 1 is going to... Oh, there's White Dragon in the middle of the reservoir. This whole time. Okay, to be fair, it's pretty easy to forget that check. Spades is sticking with the Positron rifle for Phase 1. So, no red, blue, yellow souls. Well, got the yellow back. Just got gray souls like Backdash, Hippogriff, and your weapons and equipment to take out these statues. Now, they do have no defense, and the multi-hitting Positron rifle does pretty well here. Now we're on to phase 2, which features the central core, which is what we actually have to beat, but it's got boosted defense that's governed by these 4 eyes on the side. And they've got no defense, so can just shoot them down as well. Garni has entered Graham. Looks like he's actually going with Rahab's sword. Spades doing some incredible dodges between those green orbs. These little guys do delayed damage. They'll... Oh, and that's a death. Yeah, without much healing, gotta play pretty well on Chaos, because most things do still deal a lot of damage to you. That wasn't even a combo, really, it was just like things stacking up over time. And I think what we just saw was Garni missing equipping the required souls at the end of phase 2. It was trying to count damage. You only need the souls on for the exact last hit of phase 2, and so some people try to time that. I think now would be a good time. He's gonna get one more Manticore hit in, and now he's switching. And now he's doing Poison Fist strats. Poison Fist is a great weapon, but obviously it's just a hand weapon, so you gotta be pretty close. Alright, he's through phase 2 of Graham now, as Spades gets back to phase 2 of Chaos. With 108 HP, and immediately just... Bone Dragon does not want anybody to win today. He's not a friend. He goes where he wants. Alright, Garni is done with Graham. He's gonna make his way over to Julius if he can remember where the floating garden was. We did find it pretty early on. Well, this is definitely a way you can do it. I don't think I would take this warp, though. Oh, he might go shopping. Or not. Just thinking he might want to replenish that stack of pudding, but... saying no for now. Yeah, so Spades has full HP heading into phase 2 this time. Oh, that's a hit from the big green orb, though. So probably has 2 hits in him now. I think he either got clipped by a spike or Bone Dragon there. Sometimes it's tough to tell with the 3D-esque motion. Dealing 3 damage with the Bird Gang, and 6 with Poison Fist. So that's a calculation of how many eyes do you want to defeat before you start going after the core. And it looks like Spades is going to go for more eyes to get that defense down more. Garni's heading into Julius. I think that might have been no save. But he does have a decent amount of healing. Got relative safety. At Spades' HP, you really gotta keep an eye out for these little green orbs. This is a place where the Osufune could come in handy. You just knock them away 2 at a time. Bone Dragon is still not playing nice. Garni's into phase 2 of Julius. Manticore is giving him a slight damage advantage here. It is the best of the 3 Rush Souls. You can see it dealing 163 a hit. Yeah, it looks like Spades ate an orb. It's frustrating when you get hit by delayed damage, because sometimes you're able to save it with certain souls, like really timely Final Guard, but don't believe we have that this time, so just kind of sadly menu. Garni has finished off Julius and is into the Forbidden Area, and is going to look at these items. He wants that Satan's Ring. Alright, back into phase 2 with full health again. Bone Dragon being nice and not launching that big green orb straight into Spades. Alright, Garni's over to the other 2 items. That's a Livatane. That's a nice weapon. And a Tear of Blood. Not too worried about missing that now that he's already picked up a Satan's Ring. Garni needs to be a little careful. I'm not sure how much damage the... Okay, yeah, he's gonna heal before challenging this Shadow Knight. You can get past the Shadow Knight without getting hit, but if you do get hit, you just kind of look silly. And Garni's into Chaos. Also going at phase 1 with the Positron Rifle. Spades is putting all the green orbs on the right side. That's probably... Oh, no, he eats one. Oh, Chaos combo. Green orbs just kind of, like, wreak havoc on your knockback. You can still take hits from other things. Garni's working on phase 2, gonna use the live attain. Garni's been doing a fair amount of chaos practice. He's pretty comfortable with the live attain. It's a lot of people's favorite weapon in this game. Taking 2 hits from the Bone Dragon there. Just kind of stood in his path, but eating the last Mana Prism. And that is GG to GarniTexas, taking game 1. Bringing it all the way back at the Chaos fight. Looks like Spades may play out this attempt. But there is a game 2 right after this, so stick around. We'll see if Garni can finish out the match, or Spades can bring it back. So we'll be with you in a few minutes.